feast on the defensive side, so don't expect any scoring records broken in this one.
Now here's Edwards. Nice start for him, sinking his first shot.
Man, that strength and concentration from Anthony Edwards. Yes, there's contact, doesn't bother him.
It's Booker on the wing. Durant for three. The rebound by the Timberwolves.
Oh, that was a great effort defensively. Get a hand up in the face of the shooter. It's so important.
Randall, good.
Boy, there was plenty of contact down low, but Randall assertive and able to find the finish.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Mike Budenholzer. He was emphatic, saying that Edwards was their main concern, telling me Anthony poses problems on both sides of the ball, and he is relentless. He doesn't let up. He wants his guys to match Edwards' energy.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. Fader on the way, and down it goes. 2 points.
Well, coaches might discourage that kind of look, but he'll take it anyway.
Well, Doris, we've heard Anthony Edwards declare himself as the best player in the league.
Well, B.A., when you got the game to back it up, you don't mind putting yourself out there. And Anthony Edwards has charisma, highly skilled, and he's fearless when it matters most. Look out for the Ant-Man.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in this one. Booker for three. Knocks down the long J.
Yeah, one of his many attributes, guys. Booker is hard to stay with when he's pulling up off the dribble.
The open shot by Edwards. Nice open look, but it's no good.
Listen, if you're that wide open, you have to take the shot, even if it's not your favorite.
Richards inside. Dunn outside. Pass to Booker. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Durant. Outside O'Neal. And it's all from three-point range. And here's Randall. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Edwards can't hit. Now here's Durant. To the inside. Shot from the wing. And the jumper falls for him.
Yeah, the whole floor is open for Kevin Durant offensively. Mid-range is his sweet spot, folks.
Outside Edwards. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. The shot by Conley, no good. The Suns trailing. Ooh, McDaniels with a steal. Fast break, Minnesota. Done with a steal. Durant surveying the D. Pass to Richards. The kick to Durant. Three-pointer, O'Neal. That's good. And so Durant with the assist.
Well, when you combine Durant's size with his vision and the touch on his passing, it's easy for him.
All right, Doris, what's kind of an unsung stat you appreciate about the Suns lineup?
Wow, they are so gifted offensively. So I'd have to say very good at getting to the free throw line. That's important. Very good at baiting defenders and putting your opponent into the bonus. That's big. Attacking into coverage. They get to spend plenty of time at the free throw line. It's an underrated advantage, BA.
Buries it from three. Booker's got 6 points.
Now Devin Booker ready on the opportunity to take any three he gets. That is pretty.
And they call an illegal screen here.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Here's Phoenix. 11 unanswered points for him. Back to Jones. And Mike Conley picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Minnesota on D. Trailing by 5. Beal. Again, the Suns good for 2.
They're beginning to take control now, and this could be a crucial point in the game.
Well, working hard, building out a small lead, but you can't afford any kind of letdown here.
It's Edwards on the wing. Picked by Gobert. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Edwards gets the bucket.
Well, if you find yourself in between in that mid-range area, Anthony Edwards so confident. Rise and fire, young sir.
And it's good for 2.
This guy a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
Here's Edwards with the drive. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. It goes on Bol. Minnesota shooting their first free throws of the game now. And he makes the first. And Minnesota will go for a different look here. And both free throws good for Edwards.
Two-part equation. You have to be aggressive enough to get to the line, then talented enough to sink them.
Here's Beal. And that's not going to go. Misses at the buzzer. And that does it for the first quarter. Suns ahead. They lead by 5. Let's take a quick break, and then it's on to the second quarter after. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Suns.
Yeah, their early focus on outside scoring has paid off. They're finding plenty of points from three-point land.
The 3, DiVincenzo gets the 3 to fall.
Well, if you offer no resistance defensively, he's going to knock down the 3. It's really that simple, guys.
And Naz Reid has proven to be a matchup nightmare for opposing big men, Doris.
He has, B.A., and the reason is he's bigger and stronger than most 4 men. Traditional 5s are too slow to stay with him. He can space you out to the three-point line, or he can punish you on the inside. Naz has got big-time game.
The Timberwolves trail. Miller outside. The 3 is up. It's hauled in by Beal. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Well, Brian, a lot of teams are staying clear of that dreaded second apron of the luxury tax, but the Suns, they blew right past it, adding Bradley Beal to create a star trio. Kevin Durant said, quote, "That's what you're supposed to do. It's about swinging for the fences every year." They're looking to go the distance.
Every year, you're right. Talent is there, Allie. Outside Reed. From downtown. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Well, the defense deserves to get burned. Absolutely no excuse for leaving him open.
Outside Jones. Pass to Beal. Back to Jones. And the ball out of play. The Timberwolves will have it. Substitution on the court. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Outside Reed. Right side, DiVincenzo. And there are the Timberwolves with another bucket.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
All right, Grant, which U.S.-born player do you think has the best chance to supplant LeBron as the face of the league?
Oh, man, you're putting me on the spot, B.A. Well, the conversation has to be between Jason Tatum, Ja Morant, and Anthony Edwards. They're the best young talent that the U.S. has to offer, and they're only getting better.
aren't many more dominant defenders in the NBA than Gobert.
Well, that's definitely fair to say, B.A., because his defense has an outsized influence on a game. The inside presence changes an opponent's game plan.
Here's Alexander Walker. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
Here's Durant to get back on track. Miller pulls it in.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
Up again. It's good on the putback. And the Timberwolves lead by 6.
We always know this has been a strength of Rudy Gobert, getting the offensive window. Nicely done.
Durant inside. Done with it. He's scoreless. Beat the shot clock, but it's off the mark. From deep. The shot by Alexander Walker, no good. And so it's Phoenix with it. In the second quarter, held scoreless.
It's obvious they're becoming frustrated. Nothing seems to be going their way.
It's just been one of those games, and they need to find a way to turn it around before it gets completely away from them. Boy, not sure what happened on that one. Just an unforced error.
The Suns making a switch here. Dunn outside. Pass to Booker. Back to Dunn. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
That was just great work to battle through contact and will in the shot.
Phoenix shooting their first free throw in this game. And the free throw, no good. The Timberwolves lead by 4. Picked by Gobert. For 3. Sinks it from distance. Alexander Walker's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And Durant gets it to go.
How about the vision from Devin Booker? Yes, he can score it, but that's a pretty pass.
40 seconds left in the first half. Pass to Shannon. Here's Gobert. Here's Shannon. Pulls it from the corner. And again, it's Minnesota converting. Here's Dunn. Here's Booker. "19 seconds left in the second. And that one drops for him.
Boy, just tremendous focus from Devin Booker on the interior. It matters not if he's facing size. Look out.
Now DiVincenzo. Offensive rebound. And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. It's Minnesota up by 5. And we'll be right back after halftime to get the third quarter underway. Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. Suns trail by 5. Here's Booker. What balance from Booker.
I love that Devin Booker isn't afraid to mix things up on the offensive end, trying to score inside and does just that.
And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. The Timberwolves lead by 3. Outside Edwards. Randall on the screen. Puts it up. Phoenix grabs the miss. And Doris, you watch Anthony Edwards year to year. He just keeps reaching a new level.
He wants greatness badly. He's putting in the time, BA, to get there. Anthony Edwards, the shooting, the confidence, the leadership, everything's growing. He's now producing like an MVP. Look out, everybody. Here he comes.
Pass to McDaniels. Right side Edwards. Now Reed. Back to Randall. Shot clock at 6. Drops in the 3. Randall's got 5 points.
Well, you cannot sleep on Julius Randle. Catch and shoot jumper. Okay, Julius, we see you.
Down low. Outside for Booker. Outside Bull. Pass to O'Neal. Outside Booker. Outside Bull. Launches a 3. Right side O'Neal. Fires from deep. Pure from three-point range. O'Neal's got his second basket.
Wow, you don't see him left alone very often, and of course, he makes good use of it.
Back to Reed. Randall outside. Pass to Conley. McDaniels from long range. Plumlee pulls down the board. The Suns trailing. And here's O'Neal for the lead. Another 3 for Phoenix.
Great work collapsing the defense, then kicking it out.
Randall left side. Outside Edwards. And there's the rejection. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Bradley Beal is settling in as one of multiple stars in Phoenix. He said it's been an adjustment for sure. You go from being very ball dominant to now you share the dominance, and it's a sacrifice and also an adjustment of learning a totally different role. Ryan, he says it's a process, but one he embraces.
Yeah, good point. Thanks, Allie.
Putting up points is what Devin Booker does best, and right now he is showing out.
Here's Reed. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning.
Out left to the wing. Now here's Bowl. Yet to see a basket. Can't cash it in from the high post. Outside Edwards. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Suns. Both teams deciding to change it up. There's a minute 59 left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Durant. Durant owning the inside.
Now, Kevin Durant's not missing chippies, folks. You allow him to get that kind of position, turn the lights out.
Outside Reed to the middle. Dillingham with the bucket. There's a minute 34 left in the third quarter. Pass to Durant. Outside Jones. From outside, off the mark.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't convert it.
Here's Miller. Connects from downtown. Miller's got his first 3 points of the game.
Slow defensive rotation causing a breakdown along the perimeter.
Durant for 3. Rebound Minnesota.
Well, he tries to answer with a 3 of his own and can't do it. You can't get caught up in the one-on-one aspect.
Pass to Dillingham. Ooh, Durant with a steal. And now the Suns fast break. And then Beal with the dunk.
Big-time tough play by Beal right there, unfazed by the foul.
The Suns making a switch here. And he'll be shooting his first free throw. Here's Dillingham. Miller outside. Pass to Dillingham. Back to Miller. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Shannon. Drives to the hoop. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Shannon's got 5 points.
Well, deliver the pass where your teammate can do something with it. Nice.
Nice shot by Durant.
Oh, boy. Don't allow Kevin Durant to get comfortable from there. It could be a long night if you do.
Here's Shannon. And he banks in the layup. Shannon's got 4 points in the quarter.
The defense couldn't collapse quickly enough.
Pass to Allen. Now here's Beal. There's the three. The shot comes out. It's still anybody's game as we reach the end of three. Suns ahead, up by 1. After a quick break, we're coming right back with the start of the fourth. And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. The Timberwolves trail. Here's Shannon. Bull grabs the board. Dunn outside. Durant's shot is off. And Minnesota with possession here. Inside. Here's Miller. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And neither side able to take control of this game.
Yeah, at this rate, it's going to come down to a photo finish.
Boy, that foul looked intentional. Not exactly what you'd expect here.
Yeah, I know. It just doesn't make sense given the situation.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. No doubt he's going to utilize the opportunity to make sure they're all on the same page here. From the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Chris Finch said to the team. He pleaded with his guys to keep their emotions in check, saying, "You're battling right now. Continue to play smart. Don't try to be a hero out there. Play for one another." Guys, let's see what happens.
Allie, thank you. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
Well, it's 7-1. Rudy Gobert gets his shots up with ease, especially from right there.
Pass to Bull. Outside for Booker. Here's O'Neal. And it's out of bounds. Still Phoenix's ball.
You see his active hands knocking that pass out of bounds.
Well, that's what you call a game of inches. They talk about it in football. We see it right there.
Miller outside. Here's Clark. And he makes it on the layup. And it's a 5-point Timberwolves lead. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for Minnesota.
You have to be a fan of the energy they played with on the defensive end. Active hands and feet, and it's come up big a few times for them.
Back to Booker. The kick to Durant. Here's the three. Miller pulls it in. Minnesota leading by 5. Rudy Gobert finishes strong inside.
And they're putting together another quality possession. They're taking control of this game.
You know, a few more possessions like that one, and they can put the finishing touches on this game. They just have to have effective trips like that one.
Good passing to set that up. Teamwork on display.
And there's a pick to the paint. Here's Miller. Takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup. And the Timberwolves lead by 7. Here's Booker. Inside. Here's Durant. And the bucket counts. And he is on his way to the line. He'll try to make it a 3-point play. And the Timberwolves will go for a different look here. Free throw, no good for Durant.
One of the best things about Kevin Durant is he simply locks in on exactly what's in front of him at the moment. If that means working at practice, that's what he does. If that's competing at a high level in the game, that's what he does.
O'Neal misses. The Timberwolves lead by 5. And here's Edwards. Pass to Conley. Here's Randall. No good there. Solid defense from Bull. And it's Phoenix's ball. He shoots. And once again, off the mark by Phoenix. And so it's Minnesota with it. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. Spins. Here's Edwards. Hits the target from 18 feet. We've got 1:48 left in the fourth. Back to Beal. O'Neal on the wing. And the Suns. Miss again.
If you want to cut into a lead, you have got to trust your teammates and move the ball.
Here's Edwards. The Suns clear it. Booker with it. He's picked up by Conley. Out to Beal. Back to Booker. Lets it go from deep. No good there. 6 for 11 now from the floor.
And lockdown defense against one of the best three-point shooters in the league.
Edwards gets the bucket.
And this is a game they can build off of. They kept their focus all game long, and it will get marked as a win for the Timberwolves.
They were the more accurate club, and in the end, that made the difference, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., you have to love their strategy. And even more, you love the execution.
Edwards with it. Clock at 6. Beyond the arc. Again, the miss by Edwards. The Suns on offense. And Durant gets it to go.
And this is what makes KD special, the willingness to absorb the responsibility of the big-time shot.
And he commits the intentional foul.
First team foul. Substitution on the floor.
And so they foul intentionally.
Baldur. Second personal foul. Second team foul.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
2 shots.
And he hits both free throws here, and it's an 8-point ball game. And here are the Suns now. Just 2 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Yep, that one goes. We've got 22 seconds left in the final quarter. And that's an intentional foul.
Third team foul. Shooting from
Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
at the line for 2.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's an 8-point ball game.
And you know they're extremely disappointed right now. I mean, this one getting away from them.
Well, they definitely have some things to work out, and you'd love to see them finish this game the right way.
There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. And an intentional foul right there.
Third personal foul. Fourth team foul.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now for the second.
Taking 2 shots.
So he can't get either to fall. It's tipped. And stolen by Edwards. And now we've got an intentional foul.
Personal foul. 15 foul. Shooting from
He gets the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
Two shots.
And so both free throws good. And it's an 8-point ball game. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it inbounds in time.
Timberwolves ball.
And they go to the intentional foul.
And you know what? We'll give them some credit for battling today, but this one is just about over.
At the line for the Timberwolves. Julius Randle.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to go. That's off as well, so he misses both. And stolen by Clark. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Second personal foul.
He hits the first one, and that'll put him up by 9.
Clark. Two shots.
And Clark drops them both.
Well, what a performer this guy is. Game is on the line. He stands up and delivers.
So we see the Timberwolves taking the W here. Welcome, sports fans. Thank you for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Joined by Coach Stan Van Gundy and Grant Hill. This is Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce is our reporter. Halliburton outside. Back to Siakam. Fires from deep. Down it goes, and a great assist by Halliburton.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Holiday. And the rebound goes to the Pacers.
That's a decent look for him. He just couldn't convert.
Stan, you look at the Celtics, as high-powered as they come offensively.
No question, Brian. They can space the floor at every position, and any one of their starters is able to give you 20 on a given night. Nice work defensively to contest that shot right at the rim. Nothing easy.
Okay, Miles. Getting aggressive and jamming it in.
Here's Holiday. After the basket by Indiana on the other end. Outside, Brown. Tatum from long range. Again, the miss by Boston. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
I caught up with Coach Joe Mazzulla. I asked Coach what his plan was for trying to slow down Pascal Siakam, and he said to make him into a jump shooter. He does the most damage around the rim, so we want to force him out on the perimeter whenever possible. It's not an easy task by any means. We'll see if they're able to do this. Back to you guys.
Allie, thank you. Now here's Tatum. And Turner with the block.
A ferocious shot blocker. Turner provides a sense of security to the
Happy to have you with us for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Brian Anderson here. With me tonight are analysts Richard Jefferson and Grant Hill, and our reporter, Allie LaForce. It's the Sacramento Kings facing the Houston Rockets. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Thompson's vertical is impressive. I love seeing this young guard rise up and throw it down.
He can't get it to go. Eason with some nice D. Here's Brooks. The basket's good. Off the assist from Thompson.
Yeah, the moment the fast break starts, Brooks is out in transition, and that hustle gives him the edge. And great job to establish position and square up.
That's their first personal foul.
Now Thompson. Outside Eason. Let's go with a three. It's rebounded by Divac.
It's tough to get open in this league, and when you do, it hurts not to capitalize.
Stojakovic. Offline with a three. And it's Houston's ball. Pass to Eason. Now Şengün.
Second personal foul. First team foul. In for the Kings.
Outside Eason. Takes a three. Drops in the three.
Nice find by Thompson. Now, good to see him sharing the ball like this.
Pass to Christie. Here's Stojakovic. Oh, it's stolen by Eason. Here's Thompson. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Thompson's gotten his second bucket of the game.
And this is something Brooks must continue focusing on. When he sets up guys, team chemistry improves.
That one's good by Stojakovic.
At last, their cold streak is over. They finally found something that worked.
Yeah, the lid's now off, guys. Maybe they can rattle off a few more in a quick order.
And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Give their offense some love. They've been the more efficient team.
Yeah, coach has to be thrilled. You can draw up all the X's and O's you want, but guys have to go out there and execute with enthusiasm.
And there's the call on Dylan Brooks. That's his first foul. On defense, the Rockets. They've got a 9-point lead. And there's the call on Tari Eason. That's his first foul. Here's Weber. 4 on the clock. Şengün with a double team. Here's Stojakovic. It's rebounded by Şengün.
No clue how he misfired on that shot. You don't see that from him very often.
The three, Smith. Rebound by Sacramento. Pass to Weber. Here's Stojakovic. From behind the arc. Another miss. He's 1 for 4 from the field.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Corner shot. Another missed shot. He's 1 of 5. Looking shaky out there. The open shot by Brooks. Drops one in from the wing.
Building a big advantage early with a terrific all-around performance.
They got off to such a hot start, and that can keep you energized throughout the whole game.
Time called here. The Kings decide to talk it over. Kings trail by 11. A minute 50 left in the first quarter. And there's the call on Tari Eason. That's foul number 2 for him. We've got a minute 48 left to play in the first. Şengün with a double team. Over to the wing. Shot clock at 5. Here's Stojakovic. Connects from downtown. Stojakovic has got 5.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Eason up top. To the paint. He's looking good. 2 buckets in 3 attempts.
They played with fantastic energy from the opening tip.
Yeah, they're in control on both ends of the court, and it's always impressive when you build a double-digit lead in the first quarter.
Back to Jackson. Here's Stojakovic. Yes, and a nice assist from Jackson. Give him 8.
Sometimes it's simple. Put the ball in the hands of your scorers and let them do what they do best.
Pass to Şengün. Fires for 3. And it's Sacramento with the rebound.
He's got to be mad at himself. You won't get a better look than that.
Stojakovic, no good. Houston leading by 7. Right side, Eason. Inside. Intercepted. Jackson on the wing. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Over to the left wing. Here's Stojakovic. 3-pointer off the mark. And it's Smith penetrating. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
Personal foul.
Yeah, showing off the mobility there. At 6'10", Smith is a handful to contain on the drive.
And he's good on the second. Wallace outside. And so it's Houston up by a healthy 8 points at the end of the period. Looking to run whenever they can. That's part of why they lead. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And taking a look at Houston's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, it looks like hitting the boards hard was an emphasis of their attack. They knew how valuable it was to do so.
Yeah, it's clearly a focus for them in this one, and no question that all the second chance looks are paying off.
And Houston has possession. The Kings getting their last shot to go. On the wing, Green. Lets it fly. And out of bounds, the Kings will take it.
In for the Kings, number 10, Mike David.
Kings trail by 6. Wallace outside. And he's going for the lob. Throw it down on the lob.
Beautiful setup on the alley-oop.
Great catch, great flush. Pass to Green. Outside for Green. Goes back up. Nice execution inside from Green.
And one of Green's best attributes is that he doesn't really see contact. He will either go over it or through it.
Back to Wallace. Pass to Bibby. Just 5 to shoot. Late clock here. The Kings need to get one up. Offensive rebound. Weber. Off target at the rim. Houston leading by 6. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian, the Rockets showing improvement. Head coach Ime Udoka said, quote, when you rely on your young guys, you're constantly trying to instill habits that'll carry them for the rest of their careers. It's mistakes and tendencies you have to try to break continually. Just staying positive. We see glimpses of how close we can be.
All right, Allie, thanks for that. To the left side wing. And that one's good. Weber. And now just a 2-point Rocket lead. To the middle. Here's Green. And it's hammered home by Green.
This is what Green loves to do. Getting strong positioning inside and going to work.
Pass to Weber. They set a pick. Here's Bibby. Tries the spin move. Over Green. Bibby, no good. And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. Houston shooting their third free throw attempt of the game. The Kings making a switch here. Houston leading by 5. Pass to Whitmore. Now for those joining us now, we're in the second quarter, about 3 minutes gone by. Houston with another miss.
That's the shot they wanted. It just didn't fall.
Tough to watch those miss. I'm sure they'll convert the next chance.
Here's Stojakovic. And the jumper falls for him. Stojakovic has got 10 points in the game.
He'll be asking for some lottery numbers later if he keeps knocking down shots like that.
Here's Green. Up top Whitmore. Three-pointer, Van Vliet. The Rockets again can't hit. Kings trail by 3. To the wing on the left. Stojakovic. Ooh, can't tie it up as that one's no good. Pass to Van Vliet. The 3. And that comes off the assist by Green. Van Vliet's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Wallace with it. 1:03 left in the first half of basketball. Here's Pollard. Kicks it out to Jackson. Wallace outside. From outside the arc. Back to Jackson. Pass to Stojakovic. Gets the 3 ball to go. Stojakovic has got 5 points in the quarter.
And that's on the defense there. Gotta know the scouting report and understand that he loves his shot.
Here's Green. And it's hammered home by Green.
He may not have that traditional power forward build, but his bounce, well, that kind of levels the playing field.
7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
And they can run out the clock here. No need to rush it.
Yeah, you don't have to be quick. You just have to be deliberate.
Pass to Adams. Back to Green. Tries again. And they're going to count that bucket, and they'll send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
Second chance points are always painful. Have to make the effort to box out.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they need to emphasize rebounding going forward.
Timeout call, Sacramento.
Sacramento calls
7 seconds left in the first half. Out left to the wing. Here's Stojakovic. Off target from the wing. And so it's Houston up by a healthy 8 points at the end of the period. And it's all due to their ability to own the paint. They've been dominant down low. And don't go far. We'll be right back. And if you're just joining in, one half is in the books. One half to go. Kings trail by 8. Here's Bibby. Still no points. Pass to Stojakovic. Misses the jumper from the wing.
Credit the defensive effort there, not giving him room to operate.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. Lets it go from deep. It's rebounded by Şengün.
Got to find easier shots when you're already struggling. That's not going to get it. Yeah, it's easy to see why they go to him so often, because they know they can depend on him to come through for them.
Here's Stojakovic. 13 points in the game. Got it. Stojakovic has got 15 points. And Brooks has got the ball here for Houston. Pass to Eason. It's Eason with the jam.
Since halftime, they have been efficient and effective, making Coach very happy.
Well, I credit some of that to their communication out on the floor. They are attacking as a unit.
Here's Stojakovic. 15 points in the game. Shoots over Eason. He hits the back iron and sinks it. He's got 17.
And you can expect him to make it when the D is trash like that.
And the slam dunk by Thompson.
That first step is so dangerous with Amin. I mean, he was just gone.
Bibby, good.
Breakdown for the defenders, and you can't ask for an easier bucket than that.
Smith outside. Buries it from 3. And the Rockets lead by 13.
Yeah, looking so comfortable out there on the perimeter. Smith has really invested in getting this shot dialed in.
It's good. Stojakovic has got 19 points. Again gets it to go. He can't miss. 5 for 5.
You know, inside is where Thompson excels, and the concentration allowing him to finish there.
Pass to Stojakovic. Three-pointer. This is Brian Anderson at the table with basketball royalty. Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg. Allie LaForce, our reporter. Inside. Here's Jokic. And the dunk by Jokic.
You know, for all of his agility and craftiness, the slick moves, Jokic not afraid to go old school and just throw it down on you.
Now here's Vanderbilt. Here's Doncic. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one. We should see some great ball movement with these two teams, Grant. Fantastic group of passers on each side.
They're just so unselfish. They play for one another. You can see how it keeps the whole team involved. And I'll tell you what, I just love watching teams that can pass like this.
Porter's shot is off.
And even with the miss, that's a high percentage shot for him.
Yep, that one's good.
Yeah, they call him the freight train. LeBron James, when he's coming down the court like that, good luck trying to stop him.
Murray with it. Guarded now by Finney-Smith. To the middle. And Jokic throws it down.
Seems to have a knack for hitting guys in their spots. His vision excellent.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
I did briefly speak with J.J. Redick. He said Nikola Jokic is so intelligent. He said we know the offense is going to run through him. So all we can do is mix up our looks defensively. And then at the other end of the floor, make him work on defense. Try to wear him out a little bit. Guys?
All right, Allie, thanks once again. First minute and a half of basketball played here in this one. From undrafted to closing games with LeBron and AD. Austin Reeves, what a story, Carl.
It really is a great story. I mean, this guy has just continued to prove the doubters wrong. Nobody's going to outcompete him. He's fearless. He's got great skill. Doesn't lack for confidence either. He's one of my favorite players to watch.
And Gordon with the big finish.
And Gordon's eyebrows go up when he sees an opportunity to drop the hammer. This guy is a phenomenal athlete who throws it down with some major force.
What a finish. I mean, he just took over himself.
What a show of power right there from the point guard. Man, sweet.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
Count that one.
You know, you never know what Jokic is going to do because he's so unpredictable when he's working in the screen and roll.
Doncic outside. To the inside. James. And slam dunk by James.
He put a little flair on that one.
Yes, he did. Man, he's a strong finisher, huh?
Not when he can throw it down like that. Boom!
To the paint. And Jokic throws it down.
Precision pass into the post. Well-earned assist.
Back to James. And slam dunk by James.
An ultra competitor in everything he does. LeBron doesn't go up just for the simple layup. He wants to throw it down.
Jokic the screen. Murray, no good.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Here's Doncic. Brown grabs the board. The Nuggets trail. Clark, it's been great to see the Nuggets as a perennial powerhouse these past few years.
Well, you know, that's what happens when you get a guy like Nikola Jokic. I mean, he's a game changer, and what a joy to watch. Took a long time for them to finally get to the place where they could win that first title, but usually teams don't become champions overnight. It's a process. Now everybody's scared of him. Man, I can't believe he blew that gimme, guys. Well, I know he's frustrated about that.
From deep, Reeves. The shot is good. Doncic making the play.
Luka's peripheral vision off the charts. Get wide open, and he's going to find you.
Now a timeout called by Denver. Nuggets trail by 5. Outside Murray. Down low. There's 45 seconds left in the first. Shot is good by Gordon.
Really rock-solid decision-making from Murray, assessing the situation and then making the precise pass at the right time.
James.
Oh, nice one-handed jam there, B.A.
Hey, little exclamation point.
Hey, they've got a nice, comfortable lead here, fellas. Might as well keep it simple. Do it a plain, simple one-hander, just like pound cake.
Back to Murray, and they double up Murray. Kicks it out to Westbrook. Pass to Murray. Just 5 to shoot. The 3-ball. And Reeves pulls it down. James inside. And here's Reeves. Hachimura from long range. Oh, and he hits it at the buzzer.
It just nails the 3. Way to close the quarter.
Talk about lifting up a team and energizing them at the end of a quarter.
Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And let's take a moment to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for the Lakers.
To me, it's been the ball movement. That's been the key. I mean, going from good to great. Not settling for a good shot, making that extra pass, keeping the defense off balance, and taking great shots.
And adds a few more points to their lead, showing off some style.
Wow, that was prime time stuff right there.
Guys, it is symbolic of their effort here tonight.
Well, Grant, when you think of Jamal Murray and all he's been through, health is of utmost importance for him.
Oh, extremely important, B.A. Because when Murray is healthy, he's a lethal player and a huge part of this team's success.
And that one drops for him.
Luka is a massive guard. He can do damage inside just as easily as outside.
For 3, Westbrook. James with the rebound.
You know, he's not a knockdown shooter from there, but when you're that uncovered, you almost are forced to take it.